Hello everybody and welcome back to Europa, where we just finished stealing some land from the Byzantines, clearing up a little bit of this border core. There's definitely still a lot of border core, don't get me wrong, but the province here, they're currently outraged at us because of our aggressive expansion. Ah, yes, they would be, wouldn't they? Well, we're still going to go ahead and improve relations with them and see if we can get the relations up high enough that hopefully we can vassalize them. If not, we may have to conquer them, but for right now, this will be fine. We've got free diplomats anyway, so I'm not too concerned about that. We're going to go ahead and explore, and I did see some comments in our... or rather, about our ideas that I'm choosing, and people were suggesting to take religious ideas to convert easier, and I agree with that. But I'm not doing it quite yet. And the reason for that is because religious ideas is an administrative group, and we are going to be getting religious ideas, but certainly after expansion ideas, and maybe after economic, I suspect we'll be fine on the economy, so I don't think we'll have to take economic ideas, but our religious ideas will certainly be delayed until after expansion, because I want to be able to colonize as quickly as possible right now, and we'll worry about converting over after. Now, oftentimes when doing an empire this large, I would go for humanist ideas, but our goal is to kind of unify the world under the Coptic religion as well. That's a carryover from Crusader Kings. So I'm not going to be going the humanist route this time. I am definitely going to be going the religious route. But generally, when running an empire of this size, humanist ideas are magnificent to have. But that's not going to be the case right now. So we have these rebels down here that we're going to have to take care of. Now, we do have... if we go into the stability tab here, independence for Joloff, they're about 15% towards enforcing their demands. They may declare independence in 51 months. We're going to be there before then, so that's not really an issue. Of course, we are also busily exploring with our explorer, so that's ideal. We're currently losing a small amount of money. Fort maintenance. We're paying 3 ducats a month on fort maintenance. Did we take any forts over? I don't see any. Why are we paying 3 ducats a month on fort maintenance? Oh, hello. Well, there's one. And here's one. That makes more sense. Paying 1 ducat a month for our capital fort, which we cannot get rid of, is fine. But I don't want to be paying 3 ducats a month right now. So our primary goal is, of course, to come over here and eliminate this army right now. That is kind of hugely important to us. We're still currently losing money, and that is because we are rooting out corruption. And the reason that we are rooting out corruption is actually because of our overextension right now. That will be coming down, but I just wanted to make sure that we were coring something so we had something to spend this admin power on for right now. We will need admin power later, but we were close to overcapping, and I just didn't want to grab this tech just yet. So these guys are still chilling here. And I'm okay with it. This is completely fine. We don't care. Okay. So let's murder these guys just a little bit. Excellent. And now I'm simply going to shift consolidate. Didn't really need to do that, I suppose, but we'll just do something kind of like this. We'll split it in half so we can siege these back just a little bit quicker. It would be even quicker if I were to just split out single units, but I'm feeling lazy, so we'll not do that right now. We've got plenty of time to get this back anyway. So the question is, are we going to rush for Land of Opportunity? Or are we going to grab Diptech 6 and delay Land of Opportunity? That is indeed the question. And the answer to that is I don't think we care tremendously about Diptech 6. It would improve by plus 10 at Diptech 10, our global settler increase. So yeah, I think we can fall a little bit behind in our Diptech for right now. That said, we are going to want to do some vassal annexation. So that's going to be a thing. And in fact, we may want to annex Kaffa at this point. I'm going to go ahead and start improving religion with them. Religion? Improving opinion with them. These are French rebels up over here. The French can definitely handle that on their own. Okay, we'll just group these up. Excellent. Now, I kind of want to set up a small force to explore, but at the same time I kind of don't, because that sounds like work. And like I said, I'm feeling a little lazy right now. So we are going to just continue to explore right now. We'll explore the Baltic Sea, since we're up here anyway. Excellent. We can build province improvements. I'm not concerned about that right now. I want to pay off this loan because we are paying a ludicrous sum right now in interest. We'll just quarantine the province. It'll be fine. Yeah, we're paying 11.53 per month in interest right now, and I'm not too interested in that. That gives 2 corruption. We definitely shouldn't do anything with that right now. No, we're not going to declare bankruptcy. It's a terrible idea. Absolutely dreadful, in fact. Okay, how are we doing in Kaffa? We're doing okay. That's good. We have 10 years until our malice for our tech goes away. And let's just check in real quick on the status of Renaissance. We see no Renaissance. Okay. Perfect. That's exactly what we like to see. Actually, no, that is the opposite of what we like to see. But what we're angling for right now is for the game to crash. Apparently. Why is it doing that? Like, it's crashing when the game is paused. I'm not running any mods other than the exported file. I have never had Europa crash like this before. Well, I guess we'll load back in. It's absolutely insane. I don't know why it's doing this like every other episode. I'm restarting the game in between episodes as well. Like, I don't know why it's crashing right now. The error message that it's giving is less than helpful. It just says the game crashed. And I'm like, you don't say. And now I've completely lost my train of thought. I don't know what we were doing. I guess we'll find out. It'll be back at the last autosave, which will be how long ago exactly? The game is up. OBS does not seem to recognize it, though. Let me see if I can switch it to X4. There we go. You get a quick preview of what's upcoming in X4 if you're if you're watching that series. And we'll switch back to Europa. Nothing. OBS isn't reading X4, or rather, isn't reading Europa now. I'm very confused. It reads X4 fine. Yes. And then Europa. Nothing. Okay, well, since that's the case, I guess we'll switch to display capture for right now. That's fine. And then I'll try troubleshooting this after this episode. So we're at 1 January 1469. This is drilling. That's fine. It looks like we haven't lost much of anything in terms of actual game time. So that's good. Oh, I remember what I was talking about. I was hoping that we get colonialism spawning in us. Hello, it crashed again. Is it only crashing when I'm pulling up colonialism? Okay, now I have to test this. Also, this is my this is my Steam library. Thanks, display. So I guess we will yeah, display capture is capturing everything on my main display right now. So I guess you get to watch the loading process this time rather than just a black screen. That's maybe an upgrade. I'm gonna see after this loads if game capture is working again. In fact, let me check right now, because it should be working at this point if it's going to work. Nope! That's a negative. Okay, so I may have found a massive bug in Europa here. I'm gonna test it. And we're gonna see if we can reproduce this. Also, in case you're wondering why I didn't submit the bug report, it's because it always fails to submit. I don't know why that is, but I've never succeeded in submitting the bug report when it crashes. Okay, so here's the game. Next, we open up this, we go into the institutions, we go into colonialism, and it crashes. Fascinating. Okay, let's give this a try. Please tell us more about what happened just before the crash. So, I'm in an exported CK2 game. I can't type apparently. I open the colonialism menu for the institutions, and the game crashes. Send. Is it going to succeed this time? Maybe. Unfortunately, I can't launch it up until this crash report is done. I wish I could. In the meantime, I guess we will check in on X4 here. This is kind of becoming less Europa and more X4. So what do we got going on over here? Well, we're currently working on constructing an argon cross-connection structure and quantum tube production. This is before I record today's X4, which would already be up by the time this video goes up. So when this video goes up, it'll be yesterday's X4. And let's just take a quick look at what's going on here. I'm saving up credits right now, because we need like 11 million credits to be able to... Oh, hello! It successfully... Let me transition back here. It successfully sent the crash report. Excellent. Okay, so we'll now relaunch Europa. And, yeah, we'll go ahead and resume that. So now that we know what causes the crash, I can avoid it. We'll hop back to X4 while that's loading a little bit. And I just want to say that I am currently saving up credits, which is why I'm kind of idling in X4 right now. I'm currently saving up credits to get the production for Claytronics, which, as you can see here, other than our graphene production, which we need methane for, which we don't currently have, we are currently producing ourselves quantum tubes and microchips, which we can combine together with antimatter cells and energy cells for some sweet, sweet Claytronics. So, if you're interested in production chains and this sort of thing, you can always watch my X series, but that was just filler while Europa reloads again. So, let's just hop back into Europa. Let's see if game capture is working right now. Hey, Europa game capture is working. Fantastic. Okay, so here we are back in Europa. Now we know not to open the colonialism menu, but we're hoping that we start with colonialism. The question is, how are we going to go about adopting colonialism if we can't open that menu? Now that is a question. Here's institutions map mode, so we'll be able to see when colonialism is in the area, but that is quite the crash. I apologize. I'm super curious. Actually, I wonder if it has to do with only institutions that have not spawned yet. If that's the case, then I'm about to crash the game again and we'll have to reload yet again. But I'm super curious. So, feudalism and Renaissance both work. We know for a fact that selecting colonialism will crash the game. What about printing press? Printing press works. Same with global trade, manufactories, enlightenment, and industrialization. Only colonialism is crashing the game, and I'm not going to open that. Okay. I wonder if that'll change in the year 1500 when colonialism becomes active. We'll have to see. Until then, let's continue and not open that for another, 31 years. It's very good to know that that's what's crashing the game, though, because now we can avoid that. So I feel like that was time well spent troubleshooting that particular issue. I maybe should have included that it was before colonialism is active in that crash report, but I didn't know that that was part of it at the time. Or actually, I still don't know that that's part of it. I suspect that that might be part of it. We do very much want our... Oh. French Pretender rebels in Bordeaux. That's going to be interesting. Oh, it looks like they've got that under control. Well, actually, no. That's these guys. That's a pretty powerful force. Interesting. Well, let's go ahead and get the Baltic Sea explored. Fantastic. Ageron is now upset at us. And we're just going to hop into these woods over here. We're going to pop our best leader over here, and that would be ourselves. And we're going to see if we can maybe get these guys to attack us. Over this river, into the woods. Over the river and through the woods. To our army's house they go, perhaps? That would be ideal. We're going to explore the North Atlantic for right now. And we are making money again, which is fantastic. Our overextension will be changing, and there was actually a question about governing capacity and courthouses and other similar buildings, and I actually don't know the answer, so let's check. Let's hop into here, and we want to go into the buildings. So, courthouses, state maintenance, monthly autonomy change, and a 25% reduction to province governing cost. Excellent. 50% for town hall. University, of course, is not an upgrade of that, so that doesn't do anything. But a 50% reduction of province governing cost, that's pretty good. So that's Admin Tech 22, and this is Admin Tech 8. So these courthouses are going to be pretty important for us. Just a 25% reduction would be pretty major in getting us closer to our governing cap. Of course, the only things that are really huge here is the aggressive expansion impact, which we don't necessarily care about because we're so powerful. Improve relations, okay. Advisor costs, sure. But we're still making this work. So I'm not sure how much we actually care about exceeding our government cap. Our government rank is giving us plus 400. What is our current government rank? Our current government rank is Empire, so we did start as an Empire. So that's not going to change. And then the question is, if we were to change... I can't remember what tab they're under here. Let's see, we don't have any of these policies available right now, but these aren't the ones that I'm looking for. I cannot remember where you find what I'm looking for or what it's called, so that's helpful. I mean, there's all these modifiers, but this is not... Oh, government reforms. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, so in the government reforms, the question is, can we get, let's see, manpower modifier, tax modifier, nobility influence, monthly autonomy change, promoted cultures. I'm looking for governing caps. It could be that that's part of tech, because this is a change that I haven't played with yet. So I'm guessing it's not in government reforms then. Oh, there's one. L'état c'est moi is plus 250. That's just a flat amount. Okay. So is there any tech that gives it? Admin efficiency, idea group, production efficiency, governing cap. Yes. Okay. So we get up to 500 governing cap from admin tech. Another 250 from that policy. There might be some ideas that give us governing cap as well. So that's something we're going to have to keep a bit of an eye on, but I'm not too concerned about being over the government cap, honestly. It's mostly fine. Let's check in on our colony quickly. We're currently gaining 15 settlers per year. Minus 10 because this is an arid province. Fair enough. Okay, so these guys crossed over here. They did not fight our army. That's okay. We'll go take back Bordeaux. The French army is slowly making its way over. And we will help them. Moravian separatists, huh? Where is this going to happen? I have no idea where this is. Hredeco. Over here. Oh, okay. They're just upset because we are currently, or because they're not cored mostly. 15.1% unrest. Yeah, overextension is 3.4 of that. Non-accepted culture, mostly separatism, honestly. If we just bump up our autonomy here, that'll bring it down to 5.1. We're done coring it now. So that helps tremendously. There is no emperor, but we can remove this from the HRE. That's awkward. Okay, so how many troops is this going to be? 7. That did reduce our overextension, which is nice. Well, we're going to come up over this way. Now, what is their composition here? 13-8. Compared to our 11-4. I feel like they're just better off there. They have 3 maneuver pips and only 1 shock pip. So our general is slightly better. But I think we wait for the French troops. I don't think that's going to be much of a problem at all. Plus 0.1 yearly on the aggressive expansion. Okay, hang on. That's interesting. So it's usually plus 2.1 yearly or so, right around in there. But it's 0.1, which tells me that the governing cap aggressive expansion impact of 90.5% here is not the amount of aggressive expansion we're getting, which seemed to be about the same to me. Maybe a little higher, but it's definitely reducing the amount of aggressive expansion reduction we're getting. That changes things. France wants a royal marriage, and we will accept that. So that definitely means that that's a bigger deal in terms of the admin cap once we start dealing with other great powers, right? Other than Byzantium. We don't really care about Byzantium. So that's interesting. That said, Byzantium is the most powerful great power other than us. So maybe we don't care about that, about the other great powers either. Okay, so the question is, do we go for the global settler increase right now? And I think the answer is yes. We grab this, For right now, we don't really care about these other things, and they're mostly going to be used for overflow dumping of dip power. So at this point, we are still dip focused. We should change back to admin focus as soon as we can, which isn't for another 7 years. That said, we can now start working on catching up in dip power, or rather in dip tech. We're not super far behind there. Our military tech is going to allow us to catch up next year, which is fascinating. But we will just put down this French rebellion as soon as the French troops get over here. We will aid them. That said, it is about time to put a cut in here. I think I'm going to go a few minutes longer than usual. The French troops stopped. Okay. But I think I'm going to go a few minutes longer than usual because of the crash troubleshooting that we did. Ooh, they are actually sieging here. That's really good for us. What is their attrition that they're taking? 0 to 3%. Okay. They got an instant wall breach. Hey, French army, you want to come help? Be great if you would. We would get a crossing penalty. Like, we'd almost certainly lose this fight, but maybe it would convince the French to come in. That might be worthwhile. Or we could just repeatedly attack them. Just keep reinforcing. Bengal is now considered a great power. It's odd. Wait, are we going to win this? You know what? I'll take it. There's a revolt over here that we'll have to come deal with. We did win. I'm shocked that we won that, actually. We must have got fantastic rolls. I wasn't paying attention to the rolls. But that is just insane. Well, I mean, not technically insane. This is sane up here. But, sorry. Bad French geography joke. Well, we're gonna just try to stack wipe these guys and then go down and deal with our rebels. These guys are still not dealt with. Okay. There, now they're dealt with. So now we can come down over this way. You're welcome, France. Ooh, they're actually super happy with that. I mean, they are a march, so we can't annex them. I was going to say we could start annexing them, but we're behind in dip power anyway. That would take a ludicrous amount of dip power, and I think they're more useful as a march right now anyway. So this is fine. Okay, we're going to shift consolidate here. We're going to bring these 2 units, as well as... not this one. Actually, we're going to bring any non-full strength units and leave them there. Our full strength units are going to come over here. Our non-full strength units are going to get a reinforcement tick on the month tick. We can grab Miltech 6. We're not going to upgrade our units until after this battle, because that resets their morale to 0. There we go. Excellent. And now we can come back over here. Technically, there wasn't really a point in doing this, I suppose, but we want to make sure that we upgrade our Somali Light Cavalry, or actually our Mandakalu Cavalry, to Somali Light Cavalry. Perfect. And we'll combine that together and take this back. Byzantium is Miltech 6, so that's fine. I do want to check in on our Renaissance situation. Yeah, we still don't see any Renaissance. That's fine. And no, I'm not going to click on colonialism right now because that apparently crashes the game. Petition for redress. So the nobility want to lose loyalty, or else 8 peasant regiments rise up in revolt. in Zabid. Where is Zabid? Zabid is right here. You know what? That's acceptable. We'll allow that. Let's go murder him a little. And we'll take the nobility influence, or rather the nobility loyalty. And there we go. There's a fair number of our overextension provinces getting dealt with. We should start seeing our money come up pretty dramatically, actually. There we go. We can purchase a Splendor ability, and I think for right now, I think we'll go for Justified Wars. That'll help deal with that aggressive expansion impact. At least till the start of the next stage. But hopefully by then we'll be a little bit better off in that regard. However, it is definitely past time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time when we continue our exploration, colonization, and conquest. See you all then.